record. So it's already recording. So let's continue. So we've used the if statement to populate a column conditionally. Is a conditionally. Then we want to move to the next function, which is the countif. Now let me show you how the count function works. Let us come to the bottom here. And, so the count function is part of the functions that we call aggregate function, but it counts the number of entries in a cell. So for example, let us say we want to count this particular cell now, this particular column. So all we just do is equals to count. You can see there are different type of count. There's count if and there's count ifs. But let us just use count first. Then let us pick the range. Completes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's give it 0. Okay. So let's leave that alone. Let us go to count if. Let's go to this Visa card, this column. We are still on this. You guys can see my screen. We are still on this file, customer demographic sales 6, lab 6.
Okay.
Lab 6. PX2.
So we are there.
So let's come here. So come here and just type Visa count Visa card. So we want to count the amount of time Visa card transactions were used. So here is the N column L. Okay, if you come to this credit card type and open the drop down, you can see that it has different credit cards: Visa card, MasterCard, JCB, Discover, Diners Club, American Express. But what I want to do right here is just to know the amount of time that Visa cards were used. So we come here. See, another thing we can do is that so that we stop scrolling up and down, we can hide this. Let us hide all this. Hold on. Let us hide these cells. Did you see what I just did now?
Highlighted.
Yeah, I highlighted it and hide.
From what column to what column did you highlight?
Just the column, all those columns are here saying 0, 0, and all. Just so this generation from BP to AL. So just hide them.
Okay. Okay, hidden, sir.
Oh, you said? It's
I'm
hidden.
feeding them, sir.
Okay, so it's just
Yes,
to make it's just because I don't want us to be scrolling up and down to be able to get to the column that we want to use for our transaction, right? For our exercise. So we want to use the counting formula. Consider when I enter the counting formula, it gives two arguments, the range and the criteria, right? So this is the range that I want to count right now. And the criteria is that it's Visa card. N is the range, N2 to N195. N2 to N195. I use Control Shift down to just get everything straight. Then instead of you going there, you can just even write there, just click here and just say, I'm just press comma for the next argument, which is that you want Visa. You want to know how many times Visa was in this column. I don't think it's case sensitive anyway, but let us just use let us enclose this. What happened? So we see that 41 times Visa was used. Oh, I do now know.
Yes,
Yeah, so 41 times. So that's one of the things that countif does. So out of the amount of times that amount of transactions that we have here. So most times when we click this, okay, we have the count. Look at this window here. Excel has this stuff that just shows you. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. That's what I was supposed to get with my count function here that is giving me 0. So out of the 195 times that a credit card was used, Visa was used there 41 times. But let me use the count. N2 to N195. Now what is happening here? I don't understand what is happening, but it's supposed to give us 195 here, but let us move on. That's what our count function does. Our count function does supposed to, I don't know why it's giving me 0, but count if, and let us move to, there's also a function called sum if. Sum if we want to sum a particular, let us say we want to sum our transaction because of for a specific, let us say, okay, let's sum if the transactions are large. Like the ones that we just do, the column we just populated right now with large, small, and medium, right? So we can sum a particular column with a particular criteria. So let us say we want to sum the amount of transactions that we have here that meets the small criteria. That's what sum if. So once you are working with data, most of the time for quick analysis, you say, okay, sum if, and you want to sum it. There's also average if, to find the average of a particular salary of females that meets a particular criteria. So let us use the sum if in action here. So sum if. So what we are going to be doing now is that you want to sum. Just follow me. We want this sum if. Look at the. You can see there is the range, there is the criteria, and there's the sum range. Or just follow me. So the range, this is the range right here. AE2. So instead of sometimes if you know your table offhand, instead of you coming here and dragging, sorry, and dragging down, right? If you just know, because if you know that is going our number of rows we have is 195, right? So all you can just do, you can enter it yourself here and just say AE2, then your column. That's your, what they call it again, your range operator, and AE195. So that's our range. right? The criteria right now that we want here is large, right? Large. Then due to this criteria of large, the next argument now is sum range, and this is the range I want to sum. So you want to sum this, you want to add values in this column together that meets the large criteria. That's what this formula is saying. So our sum range is this, AD2 to AD195. So we have so that's sum if in action. There's also average if. Oh, you didn't get that?
No, sir.
Our range, the criteria of the range that I want to sum is the first.
Okay.
Yeah, the criteria, which is large. You can remember we have a large, medium, small. Then the sum range, which is this. So you want to sum the transactions that meet the large criteria. So we talked about.
So can you just let the formula show again? Let me notice something.
Okay. I want to check something.
Okay. Now I get. So it's sum if the first range is the size. Then if it is large,
exactly,
you go to the range of other value and add those values.
Exactly. So that's what the function is doing. So there's also average. Sorry. What's happening? Okay. So most times when you are working with your formulas, you have to be careful so you don't, you have to first know what you are doing, because most times you can see what happened to my screen the last time before I undid it. So you have to come out of your formula before you start any other thing. So let us use average if right now. Oh, average. So you want to find the average. It's still the same thing. So the range, the criteria, and the average range. So as I say, AE 195. The criteria, let us say let us use small as our criteria. The average, so 82. AD 195. What happened there? Something is wrong with our formula. Average if, okay, what? Okay, AE2. Are we following? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All
right. So there are other functions also. Let me see if this version of Excel have them, so I can just quickly touch on it. There's the ifs also. Let me see ifs. Okay, it doesn't have ifs, but it has count ifs. Let me see if I count ifs. It has countifs, but I'll just give you guys an assignment to go and find out about what countifs formula does and how it's okay. Let me see. Okay, we use count if here. Yeah, but this one is different. This one is count ifs. So count is it's a let me see if we can do it here. Count ifs. So the difference between countif and countif is that you can sum or you can count a range using many criterias. If you put out this scenario, you see that, oh, you can see that there is no end to it. There is just 3 dots, which means that with the criteria, okay, so you can use the say count if this transaction is small and complete. So let us even, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So you can,
Yes,
let us try it. So criteria range. So our criteria range, let us use AE2. Criteria range AE2 to AE195. Criteria range, criteria one, let us say small. Small. So the difference between the countif and countif is that many criteria you can maybe on many levels. Criteria range 2, let's say that is complete. So you come here again, another criteria, AF2, AF2, AF2 to AF195, 95. So, so you can add, you can count as many criteria that you want. So, but let us leave this and so it's 0. So we don't have any, well, we have small that is complete. What's this? Why is it not 0? Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. We did not complete this formula. So that is complete. Sorry. That is complete. You see that? So I don't know how many. Yeah. So we want to move to the next section. The next section, Vlookup and Hlookup. So we've used the count if, we've touched the functions, the if functions, the count if, the sum if. Have you done sum if? You've done sum if. There's also some ifs. Let me see, I don't think we have it. There's also some ifs. You guys should research on that one. There's also some ifs. But I want to move to that. So you can sum range, you can sum a range due to many other criteria, not only one, right? So there's that. So those are the functions for that we use. Those are the basic functions that we come across as a data, as the analysis of data for quick analysis. Before we now move to the top level analysis using pivots tables and pivots charts. And I cannot wait to get to that part. This part is just fun. But let us move to the next one, Hlookup and Vlookup. Using Vlookup. So let us go to our folder. So just should we enter Hlookup. Hlookup exercise. Hold on, I just want to get to the Hlookup. Share screen. Where are you? Okay, yeah, this is it. So what HLOOKUP does is that it looks at a specific column. It looks at a specific, because most of the time when you're looking with large data sets, so for example, these data sets we have the story of this data set is startups and their industries, their sub-industries, and their city location, and the investors that invested in those startups. That's what our column G is saying. The investment type and the amount that the startup received. So let us say you quickly want. So just follow me first. In this column K2, L2, and M2, let us type V.
Sir, we are not seeing your screen.
You cannot see my screen?
Oh. No, we are not seeing the one you are on presently now.
Oh, sorry. You know. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is it. Okay, can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Yeah, yes, we can see it. Yes, we can see it.
All right, thank you. So in cell K2, type HLOOKUP. HLOOKUp. So yeah, type food and dining. So for example, you have a large data set and you just want to look up something to see, look up a particular, okay, what you want to do is that, yeah, we want to look up a particular industry and see the amount of funding that they received in a large data set. So you can just use this HLOOKUP function. So this is food and dining. Food and dining. Food and dining. Health and fitness. Hold on, fitness. Return to itself. Okay. Hold on. Awesome. Okay. You know what? Let us delete this. Let us use this. You guys should just come to from 5 to 10, right? Copy it. Copy it and just paste. So we want to look up the values of this. Now let us say what lookup function is. So let us then you come into this place. A Vlookup. So click. So your lookup value, right? Your table.
You actually look on HLOOKUP and your formula is saying Vlookup.
Actually, it's Vlookup. Okay, sorry.
VLOOKUP.
Sorry, it's supposed to be VLOOKUP.
Okay. I want to VLOOKUP.
Let us first move this. Let me change it to VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP. So lookup value. This is the lookup value that we want to look up, right? The lookup value. So instead of this is a table, a structured reference. Don't use the reference. Use the number. That's L2. This is L2. So just type L2, right? Comma. The table array. Choose the old Control A. This whole table. Or you can just Control A. Oh, sorry. The table array is the O. Okay. You don't need to. You don't need the O table. Just okay. Let us choose the O table. Okay. Instead of that, we don't want this reference. So the O table is from 11 to A1 to 11 to A1 to J. Okay. A2 to A to J. Just follow me. So the table array is our O table, right? And the reference is A2 to J112, right? So comma. So the column index number. So now the column index number is this. The index number of this is 1. So let us count because now I want to look up the value, the amounts, the transactions that this startup name got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the column index is 9. So here we use exact match. So press enter. What happened there? I'm supposed to give us something. Why is it giving us error? Oh. Our meeting is going to end in 10 minutes again. I think once this session ends, you'll start again tomorrow. But this VLOOKUP formula is giving me some issue. Let me find out what's going on before we end it. Oh, I'm very sorry. So what happened was that I started from here. It's supposed to be from here, from this name. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Yeah, I'm right now. So it's 7. Our lookup value increase. Okay, let me do something. Therefore, let me make this absolute. Let's say the same thing.
So what do you want to look up for?
So what is happening is that we wanted to look up this particular value. What the lookup formula does is that it looks up a particular value in a particular column and returns the particular set of value in the particular column. So most of the time, what you use VLOOKUP for is to look up a value in a column and return the corresponding value in another column. But our formulas is giving us issues right now. But we have 8 minutes more.
Yeah, what value do you want to return? Is it amount in USD?
Amount in USD. No, amount in USD. It's supposed to return amount in USD. And the column, this is the column index number. It's supposed to be from, you're supposed to count it from the particular, yeah, so it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 6, 7. So that's what we're supposed to get here, because the application of the VLOOKUP is in joining two tables together, and it's very important. So let me see if I can play that. What is really happening in 19. This step. Example. 96. Sorry. Let's look up value. What is this? What is L13? So this. All right. So let's disregard this. I don't know if maybe something happened there. Let's disregard this, right? So it's worked here. So can you see, right? So lookup, what VLOOKUP does is that in a large data set, you quickly want to look up, this particular item on this particular column, what is the corresponding value on another column? But I wish you can quickly do the application now before time goes, but I think this is where it should end. Or should we still continue since it's recorded? Guys.
No, sir, I don't know, but it's not working for my own.
It's not working. So what you should do is that, I don't know if you follow what I did now. Go to the startup name, right? Copy out C9 to C15. C9 to C15. Right? Copy it out. And copy it here. Anywhere, actually. Can copy it anywhere.
Okay.
So when you get here, yeah. So type But type the color, the reference instead of, because you can remember when I was typing it, it brought out a particular structured reference. Don't type. Okay, let me try it again. Just follow me. So when you type Vlookup and you type this, you can see it brought out this particular reference. So, but use the reference, the cell reference itself. Your own might be different if you paste these values in another different place. Just look at, is it L, the column and the row address. Let it be the first one here, right? And my own is L13, right? So your table array, use C2. So L113. No, not I113. I113, right? Your column index number is 7. And the next argument it takes is false. False is for exact match.
Now that false, did you type it? I mean, you just click it.
You can, as you are typing it, it brings out the rest. So you can just, okay, you can type it and just make it capital letter. I think I don't know if it's not case sensitive. I think it can be typed.
It actually pops up, and then I click the first. I see true approximate match. First is that match. I click the first, but it does not come.
Okay, let me even use it. I think you can enter it false, and it's supposed to give you the same. Let me see. Yeah, you can enter it yourself too. And it will even, once you enter it, it will change the case itself. So we have 1 minute more. Did you get it? We have 1 minute more. Should I send another invite so we continue since it's recorded?
No problem.
We are just 3 in the class.
Yes, right. It's okay.
It's working, right? So you drag it down.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm trying to do it again. It's showing me hashtag ref.
You know what?
We already have one. So we can do one more class. So
we can do one more. Because I would like to do one more, and I want to cover a lot so that tomorrow it's just we go straight into the pivot tables and pivot charts. Let us the next class. I think since it's recorded, when it's uploaded, you can go through it, or maybe I'll find another way. You can share your screen. But let us stop this here and start another session.